Viewers and listeners across the globe, I'm Afonso Zienso. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is your informative news magazine. All things considered right here on the Diaspora Informative News outlet. And very shortly, the analysts will be here. No matter what, we will have a conversation. As long as you are here, that's what matters. And of course, they also, I know that Summer, Renee, good to have you here. Ryan Dennis and all of the other folks. We say you are welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. This is what we do here. Discuss a wide range of issues, both national to international. See what is happening in our community. Have a holistic national conversations about our country, things that we need to know. And of course, you also form part of the conversation. in making sure that the news is kept proportional to fair balance, giving everybody the opportunity to speak and talk about their country, because this is what we want to do. We say good evening and welcome this evening. I'm your host here, the Francois Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Very shortly, we will get the ball rolling here. Doing a little bit quick housekeeping here as usual. Once you come on, you got to do one or two things to get it rolling, and then we get the ball rolling as well. But in the meantime, we are glad, we are happy that you are here. And so that us always give us the ultimate courage to make sure that we are here to have this conversation here, which is very, very vital to what is happening here as well. And very shortly, hopefully, and it's going to be here. And if not, which is okay, we will discuss what range of issue. We will activate the line here so that you will participate in tonight's conversation as well as usual. And this is what we do. We say good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the show. This is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet Liberia Public Radio, and this is All Things Considered right here from Wednesday to Wednesday. A lot is happening, and we just need to know what's going on and how we can all talk about it in a fair and balanced context. Welcome to the show. Let's get a ball rolling right here, and this is the one that introduces the program All Things Considered. Welcome to the show. Good evening. We say good to have you here. I'm Alfonso and so of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome all of you. Thank you so much. Good morning to good afternoon, depending on your location, wherever you are. We say good to have you here as usual, right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. Today is Wednesday, and Wednesday here is always All Things Considered. All Things Considered is a special program designed to make your voices heard, to also participate and speak out your mind on some of these things that we don't talk about. And of course, are very, very much important to you, not just only you, to the country. And so we activate the phone line so that you'll be able to speak. And of course, when the analyst comes in, they also have their own talking points. So we look at the local dailies in the country, some of the news making headline, coming from both the business world, the government sector, what is happening in the community. All of that will give those national conversation right here on the show. So it's a variety of national issue we always talk about here, not just only look on one side of the world, but we try to make a fair balance and proportional. And so soon the analysts join. Some may not be here, traveling, and of course, we get that message as well. We also know there are a lot of things going to be taking place during the weekend right here in our own ocean state of Rhode Island, honoring program, birthday, two major events in one. So that's huge. And Liberia Public Radio has been extended an invitation to bring you live coverage. That's what we do. We also allow people to tell their real-time story, their narrative, their successes, and because it does have a power to impact or change someone's life. And so it's not just all about government, what is happening there in the big world, but we bring LPR right to your doorstep so that you will also, your side, your story, all of us, each and everyone, in some way, somehow, they have a uniqueness or unique story about themselves, how far they have come in life, and some of the successes and progress that they have made. So we also need to I give these people the opportunity so that they will see and people graduate. It can be a weddings, it can be an anniversary of reunions, organizations. We capture all of those, put it into context to tell your story, get your story out there to the world, and people decide exactly to what to do. So we are involved in a variety of stuff. If you want to get a coverage from LPR, all you need to do is to call us, reach out to us. It can be an inbox, it can be a phone number, 682-433-8802. And of course, we can work out the modalities. No matter where you are at, if there's no way we can find our way, you can also send out message. You can tweet online. Let us know exactly what you want, what we can do. You send us your contact. We will be gracious to also return your call. And those are things that we do as well to make sure that we serve our community. Welcome to the show. There you have it. There's a little bit to look at. Let's, as usual, we always like to take a surveys on some of the news making headline. Here, let's see here what's coming from in the international world. According to France 24, Nigerian protesters arrested for waving Russian flags. As you know, there have been a massive protests being ongoing to even the Bangladesh. I mean, it's just all over. The whole world is just in some sort of a situation that is just, it's crazy. This protest has been ongoing in Nigeria, cross country. And we are hearing now, according to Radio France 24, protesters, let's see here, what are they give it a figure here? Protester was arrested. Nigerian protesters arrested for waving to Russians' flag. That is a concern. Why are they not waving their country flag and a Russian's flag is being to wave? And that's obviously that's what Uncle Sam would not like to see happening. Of course, let's see, harsh protest continues in Nigeria, even through the size of rallies shrank. Meanwhile, the Kremlin's deny having anything to do with the demonstrators being arrested in northeastern state for carrying Russia's flag, where the Kremlin, they have already denied that. So there's a probability, once they talk to the protesters and the organizers, the reasons of carrying the Russian flag, what is behind that? What is the basis of that? So I don't know, but we're continuing to watching this. We want peace in other countries, in Africa, and even beyond Africa. So we just want the world to be in peace. It's a very difficult one here. Let's see. Why are they carrying the Russian flag? Waving the Russian flag. More than 30 killed in Somalia beach attack claimed by Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab is another sort of terror group being labeled as a terror group by the U.S. to Al-Shabaab. More than 30 beach attack. Can you imagine people went out there to have a nice time with family, friends, people from different cross sections, and they've gone there to carry on an attack, and more than 30 killed. That's that is in Somalia. So, well, our prayers and thought goes out to those people. Let's take a quick break here, and we will be right back. In the same token, there's a big event coming out. You can also advertise honoring program and all of that. So let's take a break, and I'll be right back.
Hello everyone, my name is Foye, aka diamond. I want to share a little bit about someone incredibly special to me. My mother, Rose Johnson. My mother is the heart and soul of our family. Her love and strength and unwavering support has shaped my siblings and I into the women we are today. She has taught us the value of kindness, resilience, and compassion. On October 26th, we will be gathering and honoring and celebrating our mother's incredible journey and all the life she has touched. We would be delighted if you can join us on this special occasion, which will be hosted at the Botany Club in Cranston, Rhode Island. Your presence means the world to us. Bye bye, love you.
There you have it. Madam Rose Johnson will be honored on the 26th of October. And so LPR is being asked to bring that cover. And like I said, that's what we do. I mean, we need to recognize people, their participation, their involvement in the community. That is significant. That is huge. And so it's not just all about talking what is happening in national government. So we need to digress to take a look of our community, things, people that are making impact, families, contribution to society, their community, to their family. I think it makes sense to recognize people when they are around. Like somebody said, there are few things that you can do for yourself. You can recognize, people can recognize you. You see it, you witness it. It's good as compared to when you're lying down there and all of your movements, activities completely comes to a halt and cease, and nobody knows exactly. You have no idea what is going on. That is troubling. So we always want to encourage people. What we do here in the communities and in your own society, it's good to recognize people when they are around. I love to see that happening. So let them cut their own cake. Let them eat their own cow or goat. Don't wait until something happens and you started regretting. Oh, if I knew, I wish you would have recognized this person. Yeah, you knew if somebody didn't come out, somebody didn't take this step by the horn. So it's a problem. Hey, Esther, good evening. To welcome Mr. Davis as well. Welcome to the show. This is All Things Considered. I'm looking forward to having some of you guys here. Don't leave this thing with us. We need to have this joint conversation for the good of the country, and so that it will be okay. So Rose Johnson, she will be her daughter. That's her daughter. That I remember her when we were in the Freetown Camp Waterloo. Everybody was on the run during the civil crisis. I managed to come to this country from refugee camp to a good dining table. And for those of you who went through the refugee camp, it's always, oh, Venetia, come on. So what do you mean by let's have a good show? Am I the bad guy? The liberal tries to portray me here as the bad guy. He doesn't want me to talk. He wants to have his own way. And I know you are one of his fans, but that's okay. But I think every night, what I agree or disagree with him, we always have a show. I mean, people, we don't sanction views, we don't sanction people's opinions. We differ with them. We can also speak counter-ident, giving our versions, our agreement and disagreement. So it's no big deal. It can be anybody. This is why we don't restrict callers here. In as much some of the callers or some of, even the analysts, some of the things that come out, including myself, sometimes it's ridiculous. But yet then stay. It's for the good of the country. And it's better that we are having these sort of critical national conversation because people sees it differently. We should be able to have that tolerance to explain and to provide the clarity. That's all about it. And how many of us willing to do that? We have to listen to other side, even if we disagree with them, and see what they are saying after maybe after 2, 3, 4 words, something coming out that is applicable, something coming out that will be beneficiary, not necessarily to the host, but to the country in terms of the kind of conversation that we have. So we will keep doing that. I know it's a tough one, but we'll keep doing that. So, like I said, this recognition, there's things we want to encourage because we want people, we want to come back in our community, to come back to our root as well, to give recognition to those people that are having these activities is so much vital, and we must also showcase them. So let's see here what some of the local dailies are saying in Liberia. There's a video there from the Lpr-Tv investigators. I saw that video, I believe it's in circulation, that has to do with the mining systems in the country and how the Chinese has managed to infiltrate the systems. They are in our bushes, they are everywhere. That video is very, very much concerning. And I hope those that are in authority will be able to address those issues. And that's where people also had a second, or should I say, thought, or different version from the last speaker, that it is time to have new friends and all of that. It's a concern. And like I was saying, the protests ongoing in Nigeria, they're arresting some protesters for waving the Russian flag. All of these is their thing. So this is something our government, they have to do. In as much we want businesses or business people to come in the country, they must go through the proper system, so that our people can be victimed, and just only a few people benefits, and the whole town, whole village or community put their lives at risk based on what these people are doing. I'm going to be playing that video. That video is quite interesting. And when I saw that video, I was like, wow, what is going on here? I hope the authority at the Ministry of Lands, Mines, and Energy, or those in authority, are making sure, because this is where I think national government needs to be strong. Because if these people, in business people, if they just only come and meet these guys up the hill, do whatever they can do, get their card, assuming, I'm not saying that what they are doing, and just allow them to go in there, and nobody, for whatever reason, is checking on them as to what are the rules, the guidelines. They are following the process as well, making sure the health of the people, the community where they're going to be doing businesses is not compromised. But from all indication, from what I'm saying, we are here over and over and over. Now, the video itself is going to speak for itself as to what who are these people, what are they doing, are they legal people or group, or is it the common and few people in the systems who are connected with folks in the bare wheel to get benefited, and then guess what? The entire village or town is being put in danger because of one or two persons' way of think they can get it. I'm going to play that video. It's quite interesting, and because I listened to the gentleman, he was explaining, and this is kind courtesy of the Liberian investigators of the head is Mr. Leonard Dodu, who used to be the African Bureau Desk Chief of Front Page Africa, is running another independent institution, and I think that's good. As you work for people, you improve, be able to work for yourself as well. And I think that's exactly it. We're going to make time here to have Mr. Leonard Dodu, veteran journalist, on this program. But let's play this video. This something is around Bond County area. So I think Venetia, Bond and Lofa, whatever, Bond somewhere area, there's some sort of border. You listen to yourself, you listen to it for yourself, and then you can make a conclusion. So let's roll it out.
Well, this is where the group of enterprises Chinese-owned company operating in Yamfola at the border with Bon and Magibi is doing. They are emptying their waste product into the Yamfor Creek. And this creek is flowing down several towns and villages where people use basically for livelihood, people use it for fishing, people use it for drinking, people use it for irrigation purposes for their farms. But the villagers have been complaining that there have been spills of chemical in the water for some time now. And some have been affecting their well-being. Their health condition have been deteriorating due to these things. But the company has said nothing about it. That's why local community engagements with them. What's her name? Kuma Yagbaswa? So tell us about this issue we're talking about, the water business.
The water issue here, they are facing problem with the company and that right here.
Mm-hmm.
They can dump all their everything in the water. And only side we are farmers who work there. No other water for all to drink. We don't have pond yet. So we just bring the acid water from out there. We bring their daily food water. Oh.
So as an error, why you people done about it?
We have been asking government to come in to help us at least to give us 1 PSF. From last time up to this time, no way. So we say asking them to come in. Yeah,
So they say the water issue, how long it been? Because you've been an error, how long have the people been polluting the water?
Polluting the water from the time they build the factory.
Have they done any good for the
Okay, let me just pause that because our guy is here so that we can have these conversations. The man himself, the liberal patron, and good evening, Mr. Collins. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. So. How you doing, man?
Very good, and I thank you for all what you do. You know, this thing is a work by itself, right?
Sure, it's a hard work,
Yeah,
consistency.
yeah, and we have to be consistent, so it's not easy, but and that's part of our. Can anybody tell us say we're not giving back to our country?
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
whether they agree with us, even though some of the tabata can be too much. Ah man, so the liberal is this liberal guy is getting out of something not going right.
Yeah,
You know,
labor is a celebrity now, so we gotta.
where he said he was one, I was listening to him. I got caught up in something yesterday, and he was warning if they want to take me from the show, then they take me. If I call them, they don't want to pick up. Who he was making play like that?
I was telling him that you have to make move, like you are in direct proximity of government officials.
Right.
You have to make move to invite them. They don't have to tell you right away, I will come. Sometimes they will tell you will come,
He
but
will not.
make the effort. He
Yes.
say he can't do it because when you bring them here, you will interrogate them.
You see,
and things like that. So I told him, I said, no, that is not. We have
This-
to promote the show. You can't do.
not an issue of even beside being. That's just protecting his interest. Let's be honest, and this is where he and myself, more for the most part, and sometimes we'll call people the one when you bring people, say, "Oh no, don't come because you were asked a question." And that's the kind of way.
But I know you're not like that, Mr. So you are balanced. Your questions can be very much in place and balanced.
Want people to ask questions. He said when people, they want that my friend, his friend, that sort of friendship. You always hear what you to be saying, and that's why in real time that he tells me that you will notice that when he invites someone, you will tell me, man, and I bring you on. You will either force it because I told you say I will come, where you will do because you one of the administrator.
The man afraid of you.
Yeah, he will okay. When you bring his Nyanu here from the Grand Leaders side, they will throw their tabata because two of them were Liberty Party. Liberty Party broke down. He went away. He went other side. So, yeah. But you're quite correct. I was listening yesterday. If he put in 7 days or whatever time, which is good, that's another way to make your voices, to make yourself to be heard. But he becomes very selective. He doesn't want to ask certain question. He asks certain question to people when certain thing comes about. He remove himself from the scene. I don't get that.
But Vendetta fired back today. I really enjoy it.
Eh?
Vendetta, but I know the man he had. That make it. You can put Vendetta in a box.
Yeah, I can't gossip about people. Let me bring in seven.
The liberal.
With Chinese.
Vendetta fired back today. I say yes. That is what I want to. I want.
Watch. They will either expel Vandela and their 10, what is it, like the less 10.
They can do it. A man from Lofa too. Vendetta from Lofa are the same people.
Well,
They were calling and talking over our sons and thing. That's it.
what's the other man where they have local citizenship? What do they do to them?
Oh, the Labour guy is on a contribution. The Labour too. I think he was siding with Vendetta in a way, but you know, Labour guy, he traditional way he can approach.
This guy, the problem I will have with him, if you're very good professional person, everything else, but the kind of mind that he not like our tell them with the kind of rock, can do it. When you made this guy, you get him good position, Terry, it will not work out. The man will allow sympathy to exceed his interest.
Labour is sympathetic. I noticed that.
Yeah, he will want pray. When prayer is not needed, it's people supposed to do their job. Then you say, "Oh, let us pray for the person here. He or she will do a job." That's not what we're looking for now.
But Labour is even afraid to bring those ministers on the platform here. Labour is saying that you were going to interrogate them and all of that.
You see, I'm telling you. Let me welcome my co-host. A co-host was crying yesterday.
You want me to bring somebody with Mr. So and Mali to question that disaster? Beg him, man.
But those people are government that they for us to Labour, you got to bring them over.
Why you don't want to? Why you can't extend invitation today? If you don't want to be part, we can be part. Terry, myself, Dr. Jones.
If I will write the question that you will ask, then I will bring them on.
That's fine with me.
You see, I'm so stupid.
You will not follow that question.
Of course.
You will pack it one side.
They throw the question one side, they get into a journalistic.
I can't believe it. I will try to record, guys. Good. You know, during the heat, I think that was 2027, during the heat of the election. I don't think it was 20 days gone election. There was this person and then official, they said they wanted a question. I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, you what kind of question? Say, oh no, you know that campaign this and that. So I say, you want to come, you don't want to come. You know the guy who want wrong, who want to stay. It is fair for us to have an outline what you want to talk about, but for me to draw out questions and give it to you, then what's the point? Go find place to say that. Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Yeah. Monitor. Lpr, it seems so you were kind of earlier. You were frustrated yesterday, though. I mean, you were whining.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, Mr. So.
Let's have this sort of a soft conversation. We're going to be friendly for a little while. I will see how far it will go.
No, the thing is, Mr. So, while we are not fighting for position in Liberia, we're all Liberians. President Baka, he's not everything. He has his own, to be honest with you, he has his own niche that he's very good at. So areas that are also functionary of the government, he employed people to carry out the policy that he had crafted. And my point was, yesterday, and Esther said, after I finished talking, she said, I must say, I want to build road, and I said, but the thing was, when they started fixing those roads, and right now the social media is bursting with all of the bad roads. Things are going back.
You started from day one, you were complaining that something was not going to be right. That which, of course.
No, Mr. So the raw is like when you're baking. I don't know if any of you know how to bake, but when you're baking, you take the flour, you take the egg, you take sugar, you take butter, and mix everything together.
So sweet thing you always talk about. You take butter, you take orange juice, you take pineapple juice. Jesus.
So, man, talking something serious. Come here.
Yeah, man, I want to start drinking juice. Yeah, nah.
No, but the point is, Mr. So, when it started, when President Baka gave them the go ahead, you know, I got people at the ministry.
Yeah, that I
you know, and I'm very good friend to Tamba. So I'm in touch. But then when Tamba started, I said, no, I don't want to feel like I'm trying to intrude into this pure stuff. Let me just stay. So I suggested to them what they needed to do. The thing is, if you have a road that is bad like that, okay, the first thing you're going to do is identify the areas that are bad. Not the entire road from Tabata all the way to Zwadru is bad. So you pick those areas that they have I call them sinkhole. And those are localized area. And then you apply the system that was suggested by Swedish. Forget about me. Whatever I suggest, don't do it. I'm from Total, I don't know anything. But the Swedish government gave public work a manual how to fix the bad area. They decided they were going to give the contract to a company. And here's the bad thing here. There's a company, Chico, supposed to do the road from Monrovia all the way to Tabata. I mean, all the way to Tabata, I think beyond the Zledru and things like that. Then they have other company. So when they gave the contract to Chico said, okay, we'll just grade it stuff. Because we're coming back later to fix it and make it permanent. There are two contracts. The one they gave you right now, fix it as though you don't have anything coming behind you. Forget about the contract you have behind you. It has nothing to do with this. But they were able to convince them to say, look, we don't have to put much into it. We're coming back later, and the one we bring in will be permanent with asphalt and everything.
All right.
And they spent all that money. That was the anger that I have yesterday. I'll come back again tomorrow.
You're still on inside. Your pressure will go up.
Okay.
We don't have coverage for that. So why you reap is why you sow. Why you sow, why you reap, right? One of the two, you vice versa. So,
Mr. So, we're all like besides you and Dr. Malley, but Terry and myself, well, you, Dr. Malley, Emon Joyce, and Sissy Goya, you're on the other side. Terry and myself, every night we got beat on here, and we were successful. We were successful. President Baka won the election, and we got to talk. We'll talk. We'll not be quiet. We'll talk.
Did not push Sissy? Yeah, did not push you aside. Okay, guys, let's get to the conversation here. Dr. Malley, good to have you here. And Terry Collins also as well. What's going on? Too much here. What is it? Moluba Molu is saying now what? It's a commentary after the news. They were asking people to audit. They never do it. So now, since they didn't do it, other people doing it. What is what? The minister of deputy minister at Woman Boyka, I follow he's like the late Bob Willie. When he suspend you, when he fire you, forget it. You're not coming back. Trouble, yeah. What trouble you to do? When trouble fire you, forget it. Don't think you're coming back in government. When you suspend you, for whatever reason.
Let me give you an example about Trouble. Trouble has a bad behavior. There was a guy that used to be a minister of education. They call him Donkey, Oliver Donkey. You know what Trouble fired him? 12 o'clock at night, and told Oliver Donkey to take his things up. 12 o'clock at night. Because why? He wanted a daughter to be to be the deputy minister for I believe it was administration, but then she went to become a deputy minister for instruction. She didn't go to administration. That's all. Go ahead.
But why you put Turbo here? Why you made Turbo $100 bill? Because from the news that we hear about Turbo, I don't think he deserved that position.
Okay.
That $100 bill. But anyway.
Okay, guys, let's have the conversations. Going to be very what straightforward, fair play. Even though the Labour and his allies, they put all in another group that we are not honest, we are not fair. So Terry came first. Even though my co-host is here, if it were Labour, he would prioritize his co-host, his ally, Jerry Bacon, and what his name, what the other man needs say. Say they're pushing you aside, but Terry came first. Okay, Terry, let's have a conversation. All things considered. Yeah, today Wednesday.
What's going on with your mic? In the last 2 days, your mic has been it's been disturbing this show. Whatever show we had. What's going on with your mic?
The board has been unable to get me new equipment.
Okay, when we meet in I call it Philadelphia, when you're going back, you will carry a new mic.
Suppose I go to Philadelphia, then when I get it.
Then you got no mic. I want you to, so we'll all be together sharing fun. You got mic. That's it, simple as that. That's the whole rule.
Call Venetia and what it needs there, Clarence then to go with you.
Clarence said Mr. Tour is a political scientist.
I don't know where he come from with it.
The Amos Sawyer of the.
I don't know where Clarence come from.
That big tattoo there.
You say, man, a political juice drinker, you're not a political scientist. Political sweet juice. Okay. Let's
hear so there are so many things flashing going on. Today, the president inducted into office the ombudsman. So I left to inquire as to what is he going to be doing, because we get over I don't know how many hundreds of employees that have not fully declared their asset. So is this going to be a bluff, or is it a real thing? Will the ombudsman go after those who have not declared the assets that are on government payroll? 75%, I don't know, 74 or 75% of the government employees have not declared the asset, both in the 3 branches of government. So I don't know if the ombudsman is going to take care of that. Also, I'm looking at the CSA Joker and Fonati Kopa had a rift. I'm hearing from Vedela Kopa today that the CSA was doing a hair count at the Capitol, which is a good thing. Maybe that means they fixed the rift. I thought that was interesting. And I also want to dwell on Vendela today. He said some things that I want to support. When the DEA came in there to discuss on the show Labour was a part of, I want to agree with him when he said that the DEA guy said he removed those people he removed the people because the president suspended, the 3 guys. So I think he did that. It was not fair. I think that was illegal. He said because the people were not in the system of the civil servants. So as a result, he told the people to not come back to work. I think that was unfair, and he shouldn't have done that, because according to the law, once those people were brought in by their bosses and their bosses face suspension, it doesn't mean that they also face suspension. They were pending to go through the process of the civil servants to be able to be enlisted as civil servants. So he was not supposed to delist them from in the DEA. I don't think he has the authority to do that.
Okay, let me just.
I thought that was something important.
Okay, we're going to try to give you a conversation. Let's see. The Liberal Progressive. The paper microphone now start again.
Nothing wrong with my microphone. I'm bringing your mic down. I'm gonna get ugly mic. I don't get, my mic is not as bad as yours. But no, seriously, Mr. So.
I bet you to come with that microphone.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I will. You know me. But that's besides the point. On a very serious note, what been bothering me is, as I stated before, even though I was pulling some joke in it, but it was very, very serious business. For Terry and I, for example, to be out here day in, day out, making some ridiculous argument for this president to be elected, making some point, disagreeing with people, and making sure, even though we believe what we were saying, but for sometimes, some of them from my side, sometimes the arguments sound ridiculous, but we were sincere. And we wanted this president, well, whatever. We wanted this president to succeed. He was elected. And he brought people with him. There's tons of Liberians all over the world, specialized in different. We have two of the most educated or educators from my perspective. They're right here on LPR. They can, if you put all the joke aside, if you put Mali and Sese in one room and say, craft us an educational process that will be helpful. When they present it to you, you'll be surprised. The brains are there. If you are able, or if you are lucky or blessed for President Baka to call you to say, I want you to be part of this process, come and help me. If you don't know, ask the people that have the knowledge to help you. Many of the people, believe it or not, many Liberians all over the world will want to do work over there, do something over there to improve the system free of charge. Many Liberians. But these people rather have foreigners to come in.
We're going to go to
they want to impact their community. It's not working. This is what frustrated me.
Okay. Dr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, people, and I'm already getting tweet reaction here. What I'm hearing from the paper tonight is like they give somebody says a woo, and you don't cry your eye, then you can't unprogram. He making some real good revelation here, confessing some of the things. Then Terry, you in agreement with him? Do you want to distance yourself before Dr. Maris come in? I think he always told people to jump in from the Empire building without parachute, but he now fall down inside Google. So breakable, so all you say we're getting to know the truth. Terry, you're been defending that ridiculous thing here, right?
Well, we'll look at it later. That a doctor coming.
Oh my God. Are you serious, Terry? You look at it? Okay, I know you pass. You don't want to move from behind the old man.
I said,
I want jump from the building with all parachute and all of that. So we sitting on the building watching.
Okay. Throw the fly, let that egg and down.
Waiting.
Yeah, let him be carrying you down the hole and you'll go there. Okay, Dr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening again. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, all things considered. What are you hearing from the surface? What is concerning now?
Yes, before I get to what to say, it's very sad to see the video you just played.
Oh, I was happy because you guys were coming. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
The video you just played speak volume between patriotism and non-patriotism. Bulk of the people that brought people to power, most of them are not only languishing in poverty, but people are taking advantage of them. And this has been happening since 177 years now. Not only under Joseph Boakai. For instance, 1926, the Firestone was established. It's been 98 years since the chemical they use for the rubber in that place are being dumped in so many creeks around there. These are the very people we count on to vote us, to push us into power. But now we become the type of leader they want to be. These things are being compromised. So maybe we'll go into detail into that later on. But what I wanted to talk on tonight here is one Senator Saros, Senator Saros of Lofa County.
Yeah,
He
intelligence.
make a pledge to his people, especially to take care of the women at the grassroots level with businesses. And he had just made available 16 million interest-free loan. This is a story that really caught my attention, and I decided to talk about it.
16 what? Million?
16 million Liberian dollar interest-free loan to the women of Lofa County. And that just part payment, he pledged 50 million. Yes. And I think it's something worth talking about for the people at the grassroots level. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to take the button to top a push. I am in charge. I can conduct. I can take it whichever way I want to take it.
CEO, before you come in, I just want to congratulate Labor. It's like we're now beginning to see a new renewed baptism, political baptism coming up, and we need to embrace them into the church pew.
Don't get carried away. I'm trying to straighten up the train. I'm not jumping off the train at all. Don't get carried away.
Yes, man, you and he, you can't keep banana together. By the time you turn your back, he will pour arches on it, put it in bag, and sleep overnight. The next day, he swallow it. Yeah, let's start that. Let's start that here. I'm interested in that story. So, where is this money coming from? Salary, or has anybody asked that question? What did the daily say about that?
Well, actually, that had not been my focus. The details are there in the newspaper, in the Daily Observer. But this is a pledge this senator made to the people of Lofa County, especially the women who are vulnerable, who are down the ladder. And he pledged during his campaign, I don't know this guy. And it's like he pledged to help them at least contribute in a way to lift them up somehow. And Liberal and everyone on the platform, we know the women and the youth are the vulnerable population in any society. And it's even 3 times worse for the African society, where people don't even pay attention. And it's even 4 times worse for us. We have just come from war, you see. So it's all with the politicians and themselves. So when I saw this story, I saw it as a human story. And the message behind here is that when the people elect us, should we go back and pay them back in a way to elevate them to some level? So even if the money came from a loan he took, that's fine. If it came from his salary, that's fine. But there have been no news that probably it was from some court. Well, that investigation can be made. But I rather focus on the root and the presentation of this money. It was cash and taken there in raw cash, according to the newspaper, and call on the women from the various district sort of committee.
You said what's the total again? 16 or what?
No, he pledged $50 million as a pilot project, interest-free loan to the women of Lofa County. And he had
50 million what? USLD?
50 million Liberian dollar.
And how much you say he gave now?
He has just given 16 million. 16 million. He started with 16 million.
Okay.
The rest will be coming.
I have a different version, different thinking of it. And that's my own opinion, and we can all scramble over that and then go to the other folks. Now, I'm wondering, is that the right way to get it done? Is that the right way to sustain your community or your constituent? So then, what becomes of these small businesses that it can empower, just how in this country here? They have organizations, government subsidize these organizations to give them a responsibility and subsidize and give them fundings and operate. And in turn, I don't believe in too much of free thing, because when they empower four of us, say, we want you to build this network, we want you to invest in this network, give whatever they can give within a specific time period, because potentially there will be other people who also that money can be recycled by going to other investment. Now here you take say it's nothing wrong with giving thing here, but I'm not sure where is the empowerment coming from for the long term here. Are there no other organizations or philanthropists, community actions organization within LOFA that this money could go to? They can be, those institutions can be used to facilitate, to earmark, get those people who really deserve that money instead of he himself doing it.
Yeah, can I just come in so we move to the rest of the panelists?
Mm.
Assuming I was in the shoe of this senator, I think this is going to be your question are going to be is very secondary. Secondary in the sense that organizations are tainted in that country. They are tainted. The issue of reliability is an issue. Dependability, sincerity is an issue. I will meet these women directly from my pocket directly to them and set up my own oversight committee that I can trust to spend this money and make sure it's fulfilled according to my objective. I will not use any entity whatsoever because of the corruption and virus spreading all over our country. I will not do that.
Do we know how that money he got that money? Has it come up in a transparent fashion? This is my money. This is how I got it. I'm not saying he's not working for his salary. I know his own salary is being paid. We've been decided to just give what he gave, and you said because everybody corrupt.
Well,
If
I'm concerned
everybody,
with the, I'm
if
concerned
everybody
with
tries,
the
if everybody tries to do that, I come in 1 second. That you're going to talk. If
yeah.
everybody tries to do that, the president went to local and say, I don't know, a family and gave this. Then my next question would be, where is the where is the Liberian Red Cross Society and all of that? If government officials, elected officials, will then turn to their responsibility as a philanthropic or non-for-profit organization, and then what becomes of our uh, NGOs, institutions that are being dead? Who's going to support them?
Then it come back to you, CEO and the Laborer and Collins. When the president started making donation in Liberia, didn't he know that there were other philanthropic organizations on the ground that he could channel some of the thing through to get to the people? The president went directly to these people and he decided to help them. For example, when the tanker fell in Liberia and the people died, the president made some direct cash. Why he didn't channel it through other philanthropic organizations? Why he didn't channel it through other smaller banks in our country? The president has been doing a lot of donations. So I really don't find a problem with that. Because of the corruption issue in our country, I think one of the major things probably we could focus, I could maybe agree with you on the source. Where did the money come from? I think that is very important. But dealing with these people directly, I think is necessary. And setting up my own committee to have an oversight responsibility to make sure this thing happen and our women are empowered in a way and coming back a campaign promise. I think this is huge.
Okay. So let's cycle it around. And I know people to doing it can be his own money or whatever, but so we want to hold people accountable, and at the same time, we are taking the wrong path. We become selective. We take exceptions. We remove one aspect of something that is part of the whole, and we try to extract a little piece and say it is still complete. It is still incomplete. And I think it reminds me of you here, you in this state here, and every other person elsewhere there. I'm wondering how can we empower these local entities, small businesses, who say we can't trust them and they can't be trusted, and we start having the same very people having NGOs in NGOs awarding contracts to themselves. This is how it starts. So, liberal, is that a is that a better way to sustain people? I understand people make campaign promises or promise whatever it is. I understand his constituents get him to be where he is. Is there no any organizations? Is there no anyone that subsidy can be provided that will have a short term, long term? I know you give it, you don't want interest free. From there, would there be another beneficiary, or is just a one time shot? And if it's a one time shot, uh, how do we know that it will succeed? Who is keeping track?
Thank you. First of all, keeping track whether you got your money back or not, that's not my concern. That's up to him. If he gets his money back, bless him. If not, between him and his people, that's not my concern. My concern is declare his assets. Does the government have record of him declaring his assets and listing that he has that kinds of money to loan out?
Why are you concerned with that?
Because we like to know the source of his income.
Why you want to know?
He's working for the government of the Republic of Liberia. He's a representative or senator for the people of Lofa County. He's getting paid by the Liberian people. So we like to know, what does he have before coming in to have that kind of money to give out, which is possible. It could have been a rich man, but has he declared his asset? I don't know that. And I'm hoping that will be answered very quickly. Now, another issue that I have problem with, he's not a bank. His willingness to give money to people is good, but he's not equipped with it. The banking institution is equipped with that. Now, you are a senator, and there must be something that prompted you to say, I want to give money to my people. Perhaps his people have been denied by many of the banking institutions in Liberia to these poor people to get loan. As a senator, you bring the bank official before you and let them answer your question. They might have a legitimate reason that perhaps you are not quite aware of it, and then you put the money in there, and you might not get your money back because the banking, they are equipped to do these kinds of investigation. They are equipped to be able to have these kinds of analysis done and be able to respond to those. That would be your job as a senator, to bring the banking institution before the Senate to answer questions. Why these people are not getting the kind of loan that they're supposed to get. And the banking institution most likely will tell you why. But you giving money now, first of all, we don't know the source of income. That's okay. We will deal with that. The access, the auditing group will soon come to that. Okay? I don't know whether he has declared his access, but you're giving money to citizens of yours, which is very, very noble and very good. I'm not too sure if you're going to get back his money, but that's up to him. My main concern is it's the same way when the election time coming, this senator goes around and buy baby top for some pregnant woman. Now all the pregnant women in the town, they go and buy chicken soup, sardine, everything. They just buy it or collect 6-7 students and give them scholarship. What happened to the entire community? This is what this guy is doing. He's only solving the issue in Lofa County. What happened in Grand Gide? A Grand Gide is not good enough to get your money.
And go to Grand Gide Senator.
Is it rated only from Lofa? You're not serious.
You want to be ridiculous. You want to be ridiculous, and now where you going now?
Oh God!
You're not even from Grand Gide. To do a Grand Gide, and I'm careful. He giving in Lofas. So don't.
I'm saying, if you do that as a senator, like I want my opening statement, I said whatever he does with his money is up to him. But as a senator, Your job is
But
to
why-
fix.
you see, this is what you guys do, and you're one of the person that get a sort of bad way of doing things. So you don't want nothing to do with it. So why you want to attach it? He being a senator.
You're not listening. You're passing over your head. Now let me try to educate you on this a little bit. As a senator, your job, you're representing the people of Lufa County. Quite fair, and that's the truth. But your job is also to make sure that Liberia benefit from your experience, from your education, for whatever it is you're serving. Now, again, you're taking your own money as a senator, giving it to people in Lufa County. I bet now all women in Lufa County are going to get that kind of money. But if you make a policy, if you make it into a national policy, and you are successful in crafting a bill that will help the entire country to have loan, access to loan, then you don't have to worry about people in Lufa County alone. That is my main point. And the fact that he has not done that, he's running to Lufa, that's okay. That's his money. But what happened to the rest of the people? Can you now take your money also and take it to River G? Those are kinds of stuff that weaken what he has done. Finally, Mr. So, I believe what he has done, if this go through, he's weakening the banking institution. Because these people that are going to borrow from him now, they're not going to come to the bank anymore. They're not going to come to the bank. Even if they have good record, they're not going to come they see free money. They're not going to come to the bank. For that institution to be built up.
This guy is trying to go off coffee in your this evening. Bank. What is that?
Liberal.
The bank money? The bank money? Let me find play to say that. Let me bring it to the whole thing here. You want to be one side of this, you want to be one side. Look, I am taking a holistic approach to this whole thing here. This concept, this notion here. And people say people doing good. Yes, we need people to do something, but I'm looking at something of sustainability, continuity, consistency, a pattern where small businesses will be empowered. That's what we are saying. This mindset, this notion, senators, representatives, superintendents, these people, they have the authority to put a piece of legislation in place, identify Liberian businesses. Even the very senators representatives, they meet as a caucus, look in your county, do a survey, do a study, and see some of these businesses that are struggling, but yet and still, they are helping to pour food on other people's table. Identify these people. But now, the Labour saying, Mali saying, yes, we want to do it this one. The only thing, we do not know the source. When it is wrong, it is wrong. If all of it, he doing it now. Trust me, another senator or representative will follow suit. They will start doing that because, especially those who are going to be going for re-election, as a long-term preparation to be re-elected. And then when the time comes, then they will call the voters. They will remind us, remember that time I gave you something? Yay! To carry you. Then when they are elected, then the somersault. Is this how we're going to build? Is this how our lawmakers, by having their own pets projects, funny projects? Because eventually what happens if you don't be surprised when story come out that he has his own, some kind of establishment and perhaps contracts. We saw the last government people are awarding contracts to their own people. That's how it starts. That's how it starts. So I'm saying, you want to come clean and tell us the source of, yes, you've been working at how many months? Maybe 6 months now. Okay. Let's see how much you are in and how much you are giving. I don't think that's my view. I have serious problem. You have the Liberia being so ridiculous with this here, and you're telling, because Grand Judea people don't get, so that's the problem he get. You come from Grand Judea, tell your senator to start doing. If you think that's the right thing, then call your senator to do it too. But let me just bring you in.
Yeah, well, I think that is just the normal pattern in Liberia. I think we got good laws on the board, but we do not work with our laws. It's catch violence. that what you're talking about is cash value. Somebody giving you money to manipulate you for the elections ahead of time. All those things are strategy because you know if you're dishing out money to people what you know will not pay back, obviously it means that you want something out of them. All right. And that is manipulation. But again, that is a political strategy. For me, I don't have problem with where the money come from. Because most of these senators, some of them were in businesses before they became senators. They were doing projects. They had many things they were doing before they became senators. So the money would come from anywhere. President Boga went and gave 50 million to Songana Play. Under that 50 million or something, 15,000 US going when he won the election. There were over 300,000 Unity Party collected. So, you know, for some kind of celebration they were doing and things like that, it is very true. We need to know where this money come from. But again, the society we're living in is not a genuine society wherein people follow the law. There are civil servants organizations that press government officials to bring up receipts and to put pressure on them to demand that they tell the Liberian people where they're getting this money from. There is no civil servant organization, and there are civil service organizations that's able to do that. From the LACC, on OKF, I saw one other civil servants. I think they honor the LACC, and they explain their responsibility, how to fast track, you know, these kind of things. But none of them doing it. That's supposed to be the work of civil servants to put pressure on these people as regarding how they derive these monies, including our president as well. But again, it's not going to work. These people, the politicians, this is the strategy they employ. They want to keep the people poor so that they can continue to use them to vote for them. It's not a strategy to emancipate the people from poverty, because it's a strategy. I don't know if it's a Machiavelli theory, but it's a theory to keep the people suppressed and keep them under a certain condition. You're just giving them something, but you're not teaching them how to fish it. You're not empowering them. You're giving them fish, but you're not thinking. Like one guy told me one time, he said, "My man, you see that man? I will continue when he come to me after 2 weeks. I will give him $50. That $50 when you go, you will think that I'm the best man for him. When you go, if he ain't eating that $50, he will come back to me again. But I will not give him job, because if I get that man job, he will not be loyal to me." You see it? So it's a strategy in Liberia that have been employed by politicians to keep the victims, I would say, to keep the voters under their control. You know, to keep the voters under their control. It's a strategy. Not that they do not know what to do. They know what to do, but they will not do it intentionally. Because if they do it, when a man is emancipated from poverty, the man will have the knowledge to think twice. He will begin to make sound decisions. And that is what they don't want. And that is just my own view, Mr. So.
I don't know. This one here. Dr. Jones?
Yes, default. I agree with Liberal, but differ strongly with Collins. This is the standard of politics in Africa. The standard of politics, when you elect me, I can help to give you some crumbs. That's the standard. Whether is there to emancipate all the people, even if you have 10 out of 100, that's the standard there. That's the standard of politics in the whole of Africa. So I applaud the exercise. But anyway, to conclude, this senator already donated 1 million scholarship fund for Lofa University. He already dedicated a modern youth center worth of $38,000 Liberian dollars. Then he left behind 3.5 kV generator to carry on the operation of the places. He left behind 75 pieces of a plastic chair. And he also gave 100,000 Liberian dollar cash for operations. Then he also dedicated a 40,000 Liberian dollar home for the blind. So, by our standard, not the standard of the Western world, but by our standard in Africa, if you are elected, and someone just commented that one bookman's son said that they gotta have a security firm. Okay, fine. But by our standard, when these things are happening, I will appreciate it. And by the virtue of politics, coming back to you again and say, "Oh, you gotta re-elect me." I mean, it's obvious. So I will do more. Of course, that's politics. I will remind you of what I did. So if the argument is that I'm doing all this thing to remind you to keep me in power, trust me, I will keep you in power as long as it takes for you to keep helping me with some growth. That is the standard of politics in Liberia. So his source of income, as I told the CEO, is something that we could look into, but these are not normal practices in Africa. No one get time for source of income. The idea, when you even see in electric trickle down and the people benefit instead of being marshal in Liberia in the West, for some people, it's okay. You see? But this story here is a human story, and I hope the senator in Grand Junction County and the senator in Mike Gibbon all around our place there, all the huge money they're taking, let it help the people down there. This guy, when I go to Liberia, I'm going to look for him and congratulate him. I yield.
Wow. I'm awful. The Jerry, I think two of us, the two other brothers, they need to form their own alliance, and let's just distance ourselves from them, because yeah, even though they were not whole, there's no way now will not even cross the line between the labor
But I think Mr. Mali is saying that this is the standard. What kind of standard? Is that the standard according to the law on the books, or is that the standard according to the corrupt system?
Let me explain myself.
Respond, Dr. Mali, and to
let me
because I want to add a little layer on what Terry, I think you and myself here. I think you're gonna. I don't know what are they co-hosting here. We're even hosting you. I think I'm replacing you right now.
You're not holding there.
Not even tonight. I think I'm considering being at the breaking Terry here. Dr. Jones, you are a strong proponent of the rule of law, of a system getting things. But I'm shocked tonight what I'm hearing from you. That you congratulating, you go to the library, you're going to be meeting. Then where is the standard? Where's the standard that we want to keep? Where is the good governance system? When we start to have people without them using institutions they themselves, because you claim they do not trust the system. So then is it fair to say they themselves not trusted? Because if they are not trusted, then of course I agree with you that they do not trust the system as well.
Okay. Colin just had a good question. In Africa, we don't want for people to be educated enough so that they won't have critical mind to judge up when we come into power. So we use rice, we use fish, we use oil, all right, to put them under that condition to vote for us. You're not arguing about that. The CEO is not arguing about that. That's what I call gross disservice and deception. You're not arguing about that. All right? This is this guy. I told you his social income is where my concern is. The standard in Africa there is that when you vote for me, I turn my back against you. That is the fact.
So who's supposed to change that standard?
Coming now, we don't have a system in place or government in place since 177 years to say, okay, the rule of law is taking control. I don't know whether we have rule of law in our country. I don't even know whether we have democracy in our country. I don't even know whether we have transparency and accountability in that country. I don't even know it's not there. That's not the standard. So,
Mr. Mali, this man is not. Okay, go ahead.
So the day we put all those things in place and minimize corruption from the private, in the private era and the public era, when we put all those things in place, then my approach to this will change. But until then, this is the standard. I found money, help some few people who voted for me. I come back again and remind them what I did for them. Then they re-elect me. That is the standard in Liberia, and I'm sure that's the standard in Africa.
Okay, Mr. So can I just push back a little bit? Mr. Mali, there is not a standard. That is not a standard in Africa. You know, that is the that is the strategy of corrupt government officials in Africa. Because first of all, it is not your responsibility to build hospital, to build road, to do the other thing and all of that. That is not your responsibility. That is not your responsibility as a senator or as somebody who want to become senator, because that is what politicians use to keep the people poor, because they know that that particular thing they're trying to do will not go far. Or that what Liberal said. You as a lawmaker, it is your responsibility to craft laws that will benefit the nation and your people in your constituents or your county. Your responsibility is not to go build road or build factory or build this, that, and other things. Those things are strategy that is not going, it's not a long-term investment strategy. It's a temporary strategy to cause the people to keep voting you back into power. So it's not a standard. There is no standard that in Africa that is fixed. No, it's a wicked ploy. It's a wicked ploy by wicked politicians for them to keep recycling themselves in power continuously. Because that strategy have never developed anything. It has never transitioned anybody's life from any level. If that was the case, then Liberia would be developed by now.
Okay, the $100,000 they gave to people, they represented them for their places. Wouldn't cost no one barrier. You ever saw money leaving the coffers and getting to the grassroots in that country? You ever saw it? If I have the money, I will go directly to the people. I'm not going to go through your NGO, your corrupt NGO, your corrupt system, and your corrupt and represent. I will set up my own oversight committee to do this thing. All right? It's government responsibility. If I have the means, I will pay hospital for them. If I have the means, I will get a generator. If I have the means, I will bring pipe-borne water for them. Because why? We live in we have a corrupt system that don't do these things for the people. I will do it for them.
So, Dr. Mali, before I bring in Liberal here, I don't understand how we want even the society to really change when we are not taking further steps, even if it's been wrong in the past, to have a fix. Instead, we continue on the wrong path. At the same time, we're calling for a change of a system.
Okay.
How do we do that?
Thank you, Liberal. Thank you, CEO.
I don't Liberal.
Okay, thank you, CEO. You see,
what you're
talking about, we have not reached that level yet. Let me be very frank with you. No, I'm coming now. You ask a question. It's been sent 177 years. You asking when will we reach that level? I just don't know. I just don't know.
Do you want us to?
No, I'm coming now. I'm coming. The Helen government, in the Helen government, the 12 year, we thought we have arrived. We thought things were going to be put into place. It didn't work. The way our government came, we thought things were going to be put into place. We got disappointed. Now we are in His Excellency President Baka era. Will things be put into place? There's nothing wrong talking against this thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It has never worked. Will it work this time under President Joseph Boakai? Now give him the benefit of the doubt. So I agree with you. We need to talk about change. But it's been a long time now. Do you know how many corrupt generations have survived in our country since 177 years ago? The corrupt generation are too many. The population, the corrupt population is very large now.
Lastly here, do you want us to get there? Dr. Mali.
You got to get there through a radical approach.
I don't know what is the question.
Do you want us to get there?
Get there.
Yes.
Okay, then if you answer yes now, then I will ask you the method as to how we get there.
Right.
Through radical approach, not democracy approach.
Be a little bit explicit here. Radical in terms of what?
Radical in terms of we employ what I call African socialism that will come down hard to straighten a few things on the ground there. Two, I come in now, don't shake your head. You ask me a question. You ask me a question. You don't need to be part of my radical approach.
I think JMB need to call the public because
I come in now. You ask me a question. You ask me a question. So if I introduce that and I give you 100,000 to carry to the various counties and you use it, Papi, you will end up in Belayala because we're doing it differently now. The
Jesus.
people are not benefiting, you are enjoying. But because you are having democracy, when they gave you the money, in the middle of the road, you do what you're supposed to do with it. The court are corrupt, you go bribe the judges, they let you go free. I'm not going that direction there. So I'm calling for a change, but a different change. And secondly, that our palette said we need to re-image ourselves. This time now, we got to find different friends that we're going to work with now in the international community. We're not going to work with the same old friends. Thank you.
Also, in breaking liberal, you're getting me in trouble with the liberal here, right? Because it just is a clear indication the liberal going to.
I have seen your real side tonight, Dr. Mali.
Will continue with this whole belaya and capital punishment, this and that again. Here.
So you ask me a question. I'm just telling you the radical approach, the African socialism, that what we need in our country to straighten a few things and get people in line.
And take them to belaya.
In the first place, the entire judiciary will be revamped. I will order that entire judiciary. That's the first thing. And you find corrupt, trust me, you will pay it back or will sell all your property. This is the approach Liberia need. Now there's soft thing going on in Liberia there. Then you're talking about change. Change not going to come. So let's just give President Bouakai the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what's going to happen this time with corruption. But until then, I will, as a senator, I will get directly to my people.
The liberal.
Yeah, that is your co-host, the Tabata King of your show. I'm not here to rescue you.
That is the fact.
Your co-host is throwing you on the bus tonight. Now you want to, you also want to throw you on the bus. I got nothing to offer you.
Don't bring politics in the thing here. I didn't throw you under the bus. He asked me a question.
Can I finish my Tabata? Yeah, you must have on the same page. With you. This is with my Esther. We've been telling you. Yeah, you are tonight.
Jesus
the people who come out here, my co-host, the most are these the voice of the independent? Far from it. Far from it. Far from it. And you want to say here, you want to tie yourself around.
Let's take a break. We're taking
a break.
We'll be right back. Let's take a break.
Hello everyone, my name is Foye, aka Diamond. I want to share a little bit about someone incredibly special to me, my mother, Rose Johnson. My mother is the heart and soul of our family. Her love and strength and unwavering support has shaped my siblings and I into the women we are today. She has taught us the value of kindness, resilience, and compassion. On October 26th, we will be gathering and honoring and celebrating our mother's incredible journey and all the lives she has touched. We would be delighted if you can join us on this special occasion, which will be hosted at the Botany Club in Cranston, Rhode Island. Your presence means the world to us. Bye-bye, love you.
Okay, goodness, what a Friday, what a Wednesday night here. Jesus. Okay, is Terry here? Liberal, you in or you I'm not hearing you.
I haven't even started yet.
How many hours are you going to talk for?
Do you want me to talk or not? Mr. So, it's my job. It is my job. You come on here every night, beat on us, say we have an hidden agenda with the liberals. I'm trying to expose you and your co-host. You call yourself an independent. These are not the voice of an independent person. This is an extreme voice that you have allowed on LPR. This is the man, Dr. Malley. He's
Say what you got to say. Forget about me.
I'm on the floor.
Forget about me.
Another voice of a moderate. Your voice, another voice of an independent. You are an extreme, way too extreme for us, Liberian. You're talking about African socialists. This is the same African socialist that was written. A book was written by Julius Nyerere. And if you were to read that book, you would not have the young Liberian, the young generation of Liberia, to follow the footprint of Julius Nyerere. Dr. Malley, African socialism never worked, never will, never has, never will. Please.
Now, Labor, you're speaking like a politician.
Finish my statement, please.
Like a political scientist.
This guy.
Yeah. This is not going to work. We want you to, but your co-host, Mr. So, please let me address it. Mr. So, please let me address it. If you don't want me to make a whole show out of this tomorrow, let me address it. I'm your guest. You want to shut me down? You can shut me down. I want you to understand, because you have elevated on this platform. You have elevated Dr. Malley and his extreme view to the position of independent. You call Dr. Malley an independent, but you know very well he is not. But because you yourself, as a conservative as you are, but Dr. Malley is way past you on your right-hand side. But guess what? I am here as a counterweight. I will not let you guys turn this platform, this wonderful platform, the intellectual platform, to that of a better yalla talking statement, whipping people in the street. You want to have a radical change, radical revolution. We went through that. Dr. Malley, we should be approaching Liberian issue from a
Please, you can.
From a perspective. But I'm almost done. Let me end.
No, your talk time is over. You want to talk about it tomorrow? You can talk whatever hours you want to talk.
What you doing? You get me more time. You don't want me to talk. Let me finish. I'm almost done. Let me finish. I beg your pardon. Let me finish.
No, partner, living again. You don't have to beg.
Let me finish. The best here was, let me finish. I want to expose both for you. So the audience that are following you, they think you're the best, so they can see. You have brought this view of which Dr. Malley has not exposed himself tonight. You have brought it to light. And I want to tie it around your neck. You can cut it off if you want. But this platform, it is a platform where we come here to talk intellectual problem. We're not here to talk about radical transformation. Transformation where? Dr. Malley, have you not heard that President Buckeye is in power? You want transformation?
Yeah, please. I think you have some personal thing against Dr. Malley. I don't think this is it.
What would be the personal thing? Don't try to wrap this into a personal.
Put gas in the fire now.
Nothing to do with personal issue. You heard the man, he spoke for almost 15 minutes. What was it that I will be personal? I'm just exposing both of you. That's all.
Yeah. The good thing about us, we allow people to express, to speak their views, their opinions.
Of course.
Are you becoming
on the boss by bringing Dr. Malley, who want radical transformation in Liberia? Whatever it means, it is not good for us.
Okay, let me bring in Terry.
Yeah, so Mr. That thing have never worked. Liberia almost have already a socialist, almost running a socialist government. In fact, Africa as a whole. Look at how we treat our people. Democracy is suppressed. Look at our people when they're demonstrating, they are killed in the street. That is not democracy. You know, is that the kind of government you want? Let me tell you something. Democracy, in as much as it have its own strength and its weaknesses, democracy have always been the best option for good governance. And that have been proven in so many ways. All right. Look at China. Look at what they're doing in China. Look at Russia, the socialist country that you're talking about. Look at John Kuhn. Is that the kind of government you're trying to promote in our space? I don't think we want that. We got laws on the book. What we don't have in Liberia, Mr. So, are men with willpower. The system is corrupt. And we got men. Liberia have not lacked competent men. What Liberia have lacked are men with willpower to fight corruption. People come to the government with integrity. People come to the disclose with integrity. But when they enter the system and they see the free loose ends, loose holes, they refuse to close it because they know that when they start to close it, people's eyes will open on it. And they see the opportunity to take those money and walk with impunity. That opportunity is given to them because they will not pursue the laws that are on the book. And that is what weakens our men. Our men are not uneducated people. We got men that knows what to do, but they do not have the spunk to do it. They don't have the willpower. Take, for example, President Bokar came on the mantra of integrity. He said, this is what he's going to do. And I believe him. I know he's a man of integrity. But since he entered government, look at the corruption scandal we've been hearing all over the place that he's not even able to control. Likewise, Mr. Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was not corrupt when she entered government. This was a woman of integrity. But guess what? The system, she did not have the willpower to fight the system of corruption. And that is the Liberian problem. We have good laws on the book, but how do we implement it? It's because we do not have the willpower. If we bring socialism to that place, we will kill our people for nothing, and still, many things will still be undone. So I do not agree with Dr. Mali tonight.
Yeah. Dr. Marima said he going what they call. I think he into
CEO, don't let people buy you into that piggy bank.
No, you don't know about me. I mean,
they go buy you into their piggy bank. Slow down. Don't let them buy you. Slow down.
He's drowning. The water carrying Dr. Mali tonight.
The co-host is fine. That code you were taking out tonight. You just have to. You have to take out that code tonight.
You think the Lpr don't know where you're up to? The Lpr know exactly.
We close on the topic. Socialism is not about killing people.
No, the topic too sweet. We're not closing it.
No. I'm coming. No. Wait a minute now. Have you been following? No.
Tonight.
Did you follow Dr. Roberta speech?
So?
No, I come here. Give me a chance. When I get talk about re-imaging, she did not elaborate. The trajectory we are on right now. Give me a chance.
I got you again.
No, I'm coming.
Go ahead, finish your statement. I got you again.
We got to send life jacket for the doctor.
Lebron, that's serious.
We need to send life jacket.
No, that's serious thing we're talking about here. The trajectory we on. You see, Collins are complaining. The president said, you're going to look at what all happened in the system. Let me tell you something, Collins. The trajectory Liberia is on. Nothing is going to work. I can tell you that right now. It's been 177 years. You think that speech that girl made, she make it out of error? She didn't make it out of error. That speech is deeper than that. And I really appreciate it. It would not leave from the trajectory. Liberia, Joseph Baka will try his best. It will remain like
but
this.
You did not have better Yala. And you had better Yala before.
Give me chance. You said there were changes in Liberia. There had never been socialism in Liberia before. When the 1980 revolution came, it was the best time to transform our country. It was wrapped into the CO trajectory. The trajectory we on, it's been 177 years. It will continue with A. It's going to be the CO 6 and 5. Trust me tonight and write it down. The trajectory we on since 177 years. There is
So
no change, no Academy CEO, no re-imaging, no different direction, nothing. Trust me, it's going to be just like this. Maybe we're making fun, but I'm telling you, it's going to be just the CEO. There's the reason why I found problem when we even accusing and putting Joe, we are under the bus. He was on the same trajectory. Helen was under the same trajectory, all of them. What made things say, what I see now, you complaining, corruption all over the place, it's the same old trajectory. And we'll complain, says year will come, it'll be the same thing. Until we change the trajectory and redirect ourselves, recalibrate ourselves, we're going to be to the same place, probably not in our generation now, but so many generations to come.
Do you want us to change the trajectory we on currently?
I've been seeing that from day one. It's not working for us. We are exploiting democracy and we say it's allowing us to do things. It's not allowing us to do anything. It just allowing us to keep our people impoverished. People getting away with so many things. The trajectory we on is not going to take us anywhere. It's been on.
So you want?
I come in now. I come in. It's been on since 177 years. Can you take
You want a
break?
one family rule in Liberia, right?
I come in, oh man. 177 years. Can you take a break?
One tribe rule.
I come in now, oh man. I didn't tell you one tribe rule. The socialism you're interpreting, you're getting it upside down. The book, the man even say he didn't even read that book because none of those things he's in that book. What I'm saying, I get a lot of African socialism book here I read every day. What I'm saying is 177 years. Just what Dr. Pali said. It's about time to look ourselves in a review mirror. Let's look in the mirror and see where we start from. All right? We are not going nowhere. We will not go nowhere with the trajectory we on.
He said, who's you are quoting? Is it equivalent to what she is saying?
I remain very concerned about the outsized influence of the United States in our transitional justice process. We must forge new strategic partnerships based on mutual benefit and disabuse ourselves of the notion that we have a special relationship with America. Truth be told, this special relationship only exists in our imagination. Lest we forget, the United States was one of the last countries to recognize our independence. Lest we forget, the United States has taken more from us than it has given. Lest we forget, the United States will always serve its own interests above all else. Once we accept these truths, we will appreciate that a reimagined Liberia is nobody's stepchild. Reimagined Liberia is not only free from colonial relations of power, it is also free from colonial artifacts that cripple us. In this vein,
so you listen to. Let's forge. Let me go to the phone line here. I believe it's
Mr. So, before you do that, very quick, please. Let me give you his. By the way, the Julius Nyerere book that I read is called Juma, and if you want to check that out. But anyhow, that's not the point. I don't even have a GED. He got PhD, so he's been reading more than I have. So I'm not going to worry about it. But let me show you there. We're talking Liberia, and this is what he wants: communal land ownership, where every one of us will own one land. And cooperative agriculture. Everybody make farm, and we divide the food. 5-point-something million in Liberia. You able to divide food? And that's just few of them, okay? And the joint state and private initiative to build the economy. If you don't have the initiative, if you don't have any kind of incentive, to believe in yourself that if you work hard, you will earn whatever you want. Instead, what he's preaching, the danger of that on a very serious note, he wants you to say that as an individual, you have no aspiration. As an individual, you have no incentive to work hard because the public, that's exactly what you said. Let me finish. Mr. So, will you please protect me?
Am I there?
Thank you.
What do you call it? What do you call
EPS officer.
According to what he's telling us. Oh, you're not calling him co-host anymore? He's a Dr. Malina. I'm here to expose you, and I will deal with both of you. There's no way you're going to separate yourself from it. Let me finish. Your face changing now because you're getting ready to block me up. Let me finish. So the point here is this. What he's teaching, what you have allowed is that individual Liberia should not have any aspiration, there is no incentive to do anything good for yourself. As far as you're concerned, even if you're not educated, the community will take care of you.
You solely depend on the government. And the government, only a few people benefit and get rich.
No, you're getting a misleading version of this thing. That's misleading.
I'm going to accept it.
Mr. Mali, we know what socialism is.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
Please, hold on.
Let's do
Dr. Mali,
for your own advantage.
Dr. Mali, you will respond. Let's go to the phone lines. The liberal here, don't mind, he's trying to seek redemption here. I'm not even going to pay attention to him. So, all that Tabata you talking.
That's where you owe and I'm helping you.
203 number 9037. Caller, are you there? What's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, thank you, brother. So this is Wilton calling.
Okay,
thank you for the call.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the conversation. You know, I listened to my brother Terry. He said something, but he cut himself short. Like, looking at this government, right? We're supposed to be a democratic state, a democratic form of government. And I think Terry was alluding to how this government is proceeding. You know, we talk about democracy, but this government is proceeding differently, almost a socialist kind of form of government or society, where you step on the rights of people. When people are demonstrating, they get shot in the streets. And we have been talking about
Terry
this.
didn't say that.
Terry brought it up because the liberal on this show is supporting that form of government, but getting down the throat of Mr. Mali Jones, who just proposed something like that. Your man who's supposed to brought this government to office to power is telling us that this is exactly what the government is practicing in Liberia. Instead of you saying, okay, and you know, because it is clear that this government is practicing that form of government in Liberia, where people's rights are trampled upon. You understand? Where government is the executive is violating the laws of the country, is disrespecting another government and doing all sorts of things that are not necessary in our democracy. So I think instead of you pressing down on Mr. Mali, it's for you to look at your government and say, let's turn the thing around. Your country, we're a democratic form of government. Let us turn the thing around. Let's go by the books. Let's use the books to achieve what we want to achieve. Let's use the law in our country to be able to deliver for our people. Instead of us using jungle justice, instead of us using socialist forms of governance, let's use the democratic form of government. I want to tell you what alluding to.
Just stay on the line. 30 second wrap up, stay on the line. Let me go to the other callers if you want to.
All right, I'm on the line.
Okay, let's see here. Let's hear the other caller here. 203-2578. Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening to everybody on the turn up.
Good evening. Let's hear you. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Saturday from Connecticut, more especially Hemden.
Okay. Let's hear you. Let's hear what Connecticut. Any violation in the Constitution here?
Well, I feel I somehow I am somehow on the boat of Dr. Mali. Reason being is that Liberia been in such a problem for record ages. When people come and campaign on promises, they will not fulfill their promise and they will turn to the same old thing, stealing from our people, stealing from us. And so the radical change that Pamade talking about is something that in the future is going to come to pass. Because Liberian, we don't want to learn it. So our brothers, it's all about love. I think I call people. If you love your people, you will not be cheating. You will not be stealing. You will off and punishing these rogues. Like the government officials, they trick people into coming to power, and then they come to do otherwise. So definitely, you need somebody who is radical to punish people who be stealing from the people. Easy as that. Thank you.
Okay.
Very simple.
Well, we facilitate hardcore conversation, but what I was saying here is it represents their own view. Okay, let me have Dr. Mali to respond to the folks here. It's 9:55. We try to be on time here. My goodness.
Yeah, my fellow panelists, I don't know how people are perceiving things. Like just what the quarter said. Let's look behind us and ask ourselves. Look at that speech the lady just gave. She didn't even go into detail. She just gave a subtopic and she keep moving on. Okay? Outside influence has kept us down. Relationship exists in our imagination. All right? We say we are practicing democracy. Look at all the things that have been happening in our country there. Let's go back to the 1926 agreement we made with Firestone. 99-year contract. Is that democracy? Can it happen in America? Can it work here? When Helen King, she reduced it to 26 years. Can those things work here? All right? So let us not be blown up because I use the word African socialism and we get blown up. The argument here is that we got to look at different trajectories. The trajectory we on, colleagues just complain, send Paveki to power, there have been a whole lot of work. So my question to you now is democracy on in Liberia? If we are government, a whole lot of things happening. Do we have democracy? And someone will say, oh yeah, we don't have democracy. There's something else being practiced in our country, something strange, all right? If we have democracy, all these things will not happen. So my proposal here is that it may not be the African socialism. Since that one blowing liberal all out of his mind tonight, it may not be African socialism. We need a different trajectory. Democracy hasn't worked for us. We are using it to exploit our people, to keep them impoverished. It has not worked for us. It's 177 years. Listen to that Lagos speech. Go and listen to it. It will just give you a clue where we're supposed to go with Liberia, with the re-imaging of Liberia. Maybe she didn't use the word radical. She said re-imaging. You think that gets stupid? So the trajectory we on is not helping us, just what the caller said. And it will not help us. We will not get nowhere. It will be
okay. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to the phone lines before you guys can make it.
And Baka try his best. And we go, but we are working under the cover of democracy and doing something different in our country.
All right, so let's go to the phone lines, and then you guys can make your closing statement before we wrap up for the night. What a night here. 717 number, David James.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank to all the panelists. Mr. Mari, I yelling. They say when you're not in a shower talk, you don't tell the people how to take it back. Mr. Mari, when you go Liberia, when you be making 18 years, it will be better than you said America and talk.
Right.
Or the Tabata is talking. Go Liberia and establish what you're trying to do. Then you can follow what people will help you. But you say America isn't a cheap burger and whatsoever. They talk about democracy. Go there and establish what you want to do. Then you will get follow up. But you can't just say in America, then you talk about the people that are not listening to you. The people will see all the see tomorrow, the see there tomorrow, the see there tomorrow. You will just talk in America on LPR, they will give you nowhere to talk. You talk. That's all you say. But we call it Tabata. People are not going nowhere. You don't even get follow up. Because it's sitting right here, you don't know how the people taking back. You don't know what kind of soul they doing style way. Go there, all the same style. Then you will know what's up.
Wow. When you think about with samba, the round soup. When you think about the round soup, then you will know.
Yeah, pour us water in the whole. All the tea, maybe to get to Nekato. What? Okay, well, that's your word. So we can't change it. Kato, let's hear you. We are about to wrap up here.
Yeah, thank you again. So I don't know. We can't have our cake and eat it. I think we should be speaking truth to power. And if Mr. Toll thinks that Mr. Mali's view is very extreme, then he should prevail on this government to be much more tolerant, to stop, violating the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, to stop punishing its citizens for nothing, to crack down on them, and all of what Mr. Mali said that he opposed to is exactly what his government is doing. And I think we cannot chew too far of our mouth. We have to be able to call a spade a spade. You understand? We don't want no extreme government in Liberia. We don't want no socialist form of government in Liberia. You understand? But you cannot be preaching a democracy in disguise. You must, socialist in disguise of democracy. You cannot be doing that. And that's exactly what the Liberal under his president, Mr. Bouakar, is doing. Shoot and kill protesters, intimidate people, crack down on freedom of speech. You understand? People employed, but you can't pay them for 6 months. And you tell them because you are not the one that brought into government and all that thing. Those are extreme form of governing a society. And on that note, I say thanks for the conversation.
Okay, thank you so much, Ome Keta. Davis, you have any other thing to say before we let you go? James, are you there? Okay. All right. Oh, Terry went off. Terry, the Russian assistant?
Yeah, well, I don't know who doing it. I don't know if that Mr. Mali, because I know Labor will not send Boatoma or something, but I don't know. The internet is bad.
That's a liberal. He just think that he get an edge here now tonight, and he can't be. Wait and see how he and Jerry Bacon going to take the whole conversation here. Wait and see. It's good Jerry Bacon is not here tonight, so but he will corrupt Jerry Bacon mind, and Jerry Bacon too will pick it up. I know he's listening somewhere. But guys, we are about to wrap out. I don't know. This night was just some kind of a little bit dicey one here, but that's okay. Sometimes it goes like that. The Liberal tried to score a point here, and he's not going to score any point because everybody knows who he is, what he represents. He just had a true confession here, like somebody who starts a record, and he just came to himself, and he thinks he's want to capitalize on that to kind of like overrun us here. That's not going to happen. So don't waste your time. Terry, let's hear you. I think he's talk. You done with your closing statement, right? The Liberal.
It will not help you. You talk about me, oh. You talk about me, oh. You classify me. It will not help you. I will connect you and Mali at my closing. I'm done closing here.
Okay, but close now. We'll soon be going.
No, it's 10
You
o'clock.
want to close? That you want that your new job now?
No, but
I forgot you feel. I mean, you're the co-host.
Friday we are your time up after Terry, Dr. Mali.
No, I go. Terry, go ahead, close.
I don't know how you're going to manage it. After Terry, Dr.
Terry
Mali.
finish closing.
How you know?
I finished closing?
Yeah.
Talking to co-host. The socialism begin already.
Exactly.
Wednesday night. I think we'll go for the night.
The first one will be good. You know from the eve.
From the eve.
Wednesday is stronger. It Karakara tonight. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think it's doing all good. Terry, let's hear you quickly before we go.
Yeah, I think we need to send a life jacket for Mr. Mali because it's not helping him tonight. Mr. So, our socialism is not good for any country. Look at Liberia. Africa as a whole was before even the slave trade. What kind of leadership you think Africa was having? Africa had kings that just ran the country the way they wanted to. Even Liberia was divided into compartments where king were ruling, and you saw the way how they treated the people. The power transferred from one generation to another in the king's generation, and that is how socialism comes from that ideology, you know. And once you employ socialism, that means there is a one family system rule, almost like what's going on in China, what's going on in North America, what they call it, place? South Korea, North Korea. What's going on in North Korea and Russia? It's going to be a continual, perpetual leadership of one group of family or one group of people that will continue to enrich themselves at the expense of the people. Is that the kind of government we might promote here? The problem with Liberia is it's not about socialism, because you bring socialism, it will get worse. It's going to get worse. What is helping our people to even benefit smaller because of democracy? Most of the laws and most of what democracy comes with, we in Africa are not following it. That's the reason why our people are not benefiting. It's not because the democracy is bad. It's because our people are not following the laws and the culture of democracy. We're not practicing it to the full. If we are practicing democracy to the fullest, the hamburger you eating in America, our people will be eating that same hamburger in Africa.
Why you can't say the hamburger we eating? You, who you know?
No, him, because he the one who bring socialism now. So he is benefiting from democracy, but he want to carry socialism to Africa or to Liberia.
Are you a liberal tonight?
Of course.
Well, I'm an independent. I'm an independent, and I do support liberal idea tonight that Mr. Mali, we want to distance ourselves from that socialism mentality talking thing. In as much as I understand that democracy, Mr. So, is a tough thing. It got some intricacies, it got some bad habits.
No.
But democracy has brought a great improvement to the world as compared to socialism.
No way.
Thank you.
Dr. Mali.
My internet is very bad.
Thank you.
In closely, let me say this.
Well, let me call. This is Dr.
Mr.
Mali.
So, I mean, Mr. Liberal, you gotta accelerate your speed. Let me say one thing here. Democracy has even created 4 times the problem in our lives in Liberia than we ever expected. We come on the platform and say we get good laws, we get this, we get that, we get that. Look at what happening in Liberia. Half of the thing that happening in that country there, then if you're fighting against socialism, then where are the things coming from? Because they're not democracy. Massive corruption, disappearance of people, denial, circumventing laws. Then you sitting down on the platform and calling it democracy? That how democracy work? How many people you ever put in jail for corruption in that country? Say 177 years. That lady just told you about re-imaging. You think she's stupid? You think she know what she's talking about? the trajectory you're on, you people are supporting the type of system because you still want to keep benefiting from it. How, I mean, using democracy as a bait to exploit the people in our country. That is system you and Labour are supporting here. This is the reason why the hardship, in fact, in Liberia now, we got two categories of people now. We get people who are now going into extreme poverty in our country there, or in a neo-democracy. All right? Then you say the people not doing the right thing. Why are the people not doing the right thing? This is democracy. They should do the right thing. So you shouldn't just look at socialism from a point where, oh, socialism will do the one, and social. We need to change the trajectory, oh man. And we need to modernize. If out there, the quarter say, oh, Mr. Malay say now you're supposed to, that's true. What you see is true. All right. If I am in charge, or I try to carry a political party in Liberia, I will modernize African socialism that will benefit the people and the perpetrator.
What you call modernize?
No. Don't say what you call modernize.
What is modernized socialism?
No. I can modernize socialism to the benefit of the people of Liberia. Okay? And I still stand by that concept. Those of you that are supporting the democratic concept, you're destroying our country there and destroying the life of the people and destroying and hiding behind democracy and poisoning that society. You and Labour and Mr. Bacon.
Oh, Mr. Bacon not on the show tonight.
Oh, Mr. Bacon watching the thing here, don't mind that thing.
So you including him in the process?
Of course, you people are in the same basket.
Well, a lot of you, our diehard guy folks here tonight. You are increasing their pain level. The Tylenol, ibuprofen.
See, oh, look at the color that came in. I got all the support down there against you people. All right.
Who tell you to post something?
I tell you, Esther.
No, but Liberal, who asked you why are your hands moving all around? Yeah, they owe me been there too. Why your hands?
Esther, I understand where you come from, but it's about time to change the trajectory. The role we on is not a good role. Democracy is not working for us. It's not working. That's why I agree with you, but it's not working. Labour, keep putting it up.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you. I haven't done my crossing yet. Like I said, Mr. So, I told you and your far right group that I'm here as a counterweight. I will expose you guys, and as God could have it, you continue to hang with Dr. Malik, calling him a co-host. And this is exactly what we have. This is sad to have a man who immensely enjoy democracy.
Where?
The idea of democracy. Terry, what are you doing with your phone? You want to run away?
No, my internet just doing something. And I hear you clear, yeah.
Enjoy the democracy.
Where?
You, Mr. So, just flew to Southern California to witness
we're talking about Liberia.
To have a PhD.
Liberia.
No, Mr. So, will you please protect me?
No. Democracy here is not the same democracy you have in Liberia.
Oh, the show is over.
Can I speak?
The show is over. That's what happened with the system when the show is over. And
democracy in America and not the same democracy in Liberia. So don't make that comparison. This is real democracy in this country here.
Even if your co-host will not protect me, I will speak. You can't enjoy democracy here, even if it is not the same in Liberia. Let's be real. If it is not the same, but that you have enjoyed the food. Dr. Malik,
I will hold you to your point. We'll close it now. I will hold you to your point.
Nothing. I'm not holding you.
You can't do that.
Let me learn my point.
See, you can't protect the liberal. What we have in Liberia, that are democracy.
Being fair, that's that you're standing. I don't know why what you say is not democracy.
No.
I don't understand.
CEO don't agree with the people. We don't have democracy. Look at everything that happened. Keto just said it. We don't have democracy in our country there.
So,
Dr. Mele, can I speak?
Okay, let him make his closing.
Let me continue. I'm not going to let him derail my point.
So, Labour Progressive, go ahead.
Let me continue. So, the thing you enjoy in the country, even if you don't believe that same practice is happening in Liberia, they send you abroad to come back with good ideas. If you know this democracy is working, you are a PhD, take it to Liberia to help our people. Number one. The folks from Connecticut that just called, why would I even listen to from the late Joe Lieberman people? They are not a good liberals. These are fake liberals in Connecticut. They say Joe Lieberman, the late Joe Lieberman used to caucus with the Republican. Is that the kind of people I can't listen to Weather Carter and the other men calling from Connecticut? They don't bother me a bit. They don't bother me a bit. But here's what I'm going to tell you, Dr. Mele. You enjoy the good here. Liberia deserves the better as well. Please stop this radical behavior. You are not a master degree holder. You are not a BS degree holder where you want to make noise for people to say he in school. You finish school. You finish with all the school now. You at this point, you
should be carving policies
of the ideas. Please give us something.
Is that the policy you carving, Dr. Male? Socialism for Africa?
They call you co-host and you're here trying to show, but that's just show who you two are. I have exposed you again tonight. The people have recognized you and Mr. So at the far right on this platform, and we will not allow two of you to take LPR to the communist country calling it socialism. We are a true democracy, and we believe in that. And in that line, I am liberal. Good night.
Thank you so much. That's what we do a lot. Now, you see, you on my program, you have all of the liberties, all of the freedom to speak your mind. When we come on your program, you and your Jerry back on, and talk.
No,
and allow people. Jerry is here as a living witness. I gave you all of the courtesy. You spoke your mind. You said whatever you want to say. But I know, Dr. Male, the good thing for us, we can disagree when there is a policy. But for you and Jerry Bacon, you stuck your hair into something, even though you are dying, and you did that exactly here tonight. You came here openly to confess of your wrong idea.
That liquor talk.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that liquor. That liquor talk.
You see there now? You're stuck up being the law in Liberia, you say that liquor talk. Your BAPA, all the policy in Liberia, you say that liquor talk. We can't run the country like this, oh man. And
so you want us to legalize socialism because we're practicing it already?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No. I will tell you with my approach of socialism the next Wednesday. I will tell you how you're going to look like. But let me make this clear on the platform tonight for our listeners.
But so your socialism will be mixed with Gary Yoko and what it called? Because
don't talk for me.
Small democracy.
No.
You say modern socialism. So that means he's bringing in small democracy to put inside. Dr. Male,
Collins,
you are a doctor. You need to be carving policies.
No. I'm entitled to my view.
I agree. I want to listen to you.
You are bad for the Liberian people. We will not allow you to expose your view on this platform, Dr. Mary. It is wrong. You can't do that.
My view expressed tonight is not a view of LPR management. It's my independent view.
There we go. Independent view.
Yes.
And
secondly, Libra, give me a chance now. And secondly, I will tell you what I mean by modern socialism. I will tell you about it. That you people destroying our country there. You want our country to run the same way.
All right, guys. Have a pleasant
good night. Good night.
You guys want the country to run the same way. You're hiding behind democracy.
Don't come tomorrow.
You see, so you want us to legalize socialism because we practicing it already?
He's a teacher. When he goes to the classroom, he doesn't talk like this. But he wants Liberian to practice when he goes to the classroom in America.
Liberal,
teaches the people true story. But when you go, you want Liberian to follow what he's talking about. The character he's talking about.
I will be
tonight.
Liberal, I will be on your show on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm going to expand on modern socialism for Liberia.
You see what I got here? They call it the mouse.
that Gary Yoko, bees and foreigner mixed with real oil.
Just click.
So to answer Mr. Collins, I will put a little bit of democracy inside, but you see my little blueprint on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. It's very good.
You see?
Can you ask a question?
Okay, I will be watching for it because I know you are a doctor. What you say is what you say now almost like a policy. So you got to be very careful when you speak.
Collins,
you know, because you carve in policy.
No, forget about that data thing. That's fake reality. We need something different.
Oh, no, I can't forget about it. That's hard-earned learning. It's not ordinary.
That a PhD,
when you speak, you are carving policy.
Dr. Male, the good thing about with us, we can agree and disagree and find a common ground.
I was not speaking as a co-host.
Oh,
your goodness.
So you own your own.
I was speaking as an independent Liberian.
Oh my God!
You guys want to challenge my position as a co-host speaker. I was speaking as Jones Otavius.
You are speaking as Mr. Fago. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Libra is ready now to turn the thing upside down.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for the time. You know, sometimes the conversation becomes a little dicey, and I think it's good to have these sort of critical conversations. While we agree, disagree, we need to know the people's mind, what they think about, they feel about their country. And talking about country, that's a huge thing because your understanding as to how your country is being run, my understanding could be, there could be varies, but we can have this sort of tensions, conversations, and ultimately at the end of the day, we can have a takeaway and you can decide for yourself. We want to thank you so much for your time, Manant. What's the last name? Is that Limion? I want to thank you so much. Your tweet, your comments, your interactions. Helen, and you see, you came late. The leper put his foot in his mouth tonight. He was confessing all of the bad things, and he tries to capitalize on Mali's point here to be the guy, to be the good guy. So don't mind the liberal. Don't mind. Here is guy Jerry Bacon. They're the most two ridiculous guys on this network. They always support the wrong. For me, he's my guy, but when he says something, I have the courage to disagree with it. I'll give my strong opinion. But now with Samson Toe and Jerry Bacon, everything that comes out of Samson Toe is good for Jerry Bacon. Everything Jerry Bacon says is perfect for Samson Toe. That's who they are. And so when little thing happens, he wants to capitalize on it and be like the good guy. Guys, thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening. Join the Liberal tomorrow, and then Friday we're going to be right back here for more programs. Your comments, your tweets are always rewarding, make us to learn new things. We really enjoyed all of the callers. We say thank you for those who don't like to call, but your presence is also felt on the live view, which is a great thing to do because we learned a lot. And I personally go back, listen to the program, listen to my tone, where I go wrong, and listen to go through the thread, the interactions, the agreement, disagreement, positions and stuff, and it can be a good learning process for us. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.